In this video, we're going to be going over how you can craft weapons in Wayfinder. Weapons are going to be an essential part of your progression in the game, and the way you obtain those weapons is by crafting them. In this guide, we're going to go over exactly how you craft them and everything you're going to need to get started. In order to craft a weapon, you're going to need to make your way to Arsenal in Skylight. Once there, just interact with her and just simply select weapon crafting. From here, you're going to see the list of weapons that are available to craft. To craft a weapon, you're going to need to acquire several components, and these consist of the following: a form, a spirit, a shell, an essence, and then some gold. The amount of gold you need is going to vary per weapon that you're trying to craft. You can craft the form, spirit, and shell at Arsenal, and each of these components are going to require variation of materials. You can see the full list of materials by clicking on one of them and see where to acquire those materials by pressing the default key of F. This is going to take you to the ingredient details page. From here, you can hover over each different ingredient and see exactly where you obtain those ingredients from. The essence, on the other hand, is an item that cannot be crafted. It is a component that must be farmed from a particular boss within the game. For example, to craft the Grim Harvest, you must collect the Grim Harvest essence, and the only way to acquire the Grim Harvest essence is to defeat the Storm Twins for a chance to get the drop. Every weapon in the game follows the same pattern. You're going to need to gather all the materials to craft the shell, the form, and the spirit, and then the essence for the weapon you're trying to obtain must be farmed from an applicable boss. So let's take a look at one of these weapons as an example. We'll take a look at Grim Harvest. So as we hover over Grim Harvest, you can see down here in the bottom, it shows a little progress bar. As we craft these components, that progress bar will begin to fill up. So we need, like we talked about before, the form, the spirit, the essence, gold, and a Grim Harvest shell. So if we craft the Grim Harvest shell, it's going to take a pristine Veridin Spectra, a gem of Avarice, the Storm Twins Ire, gold, and a Deepwood Spectre. We're going to view the ingredient details here, and this is going to be found in Lost Zones when any Flora Mutator is active. The next item, the gem of Avarice, is hoarded by the Loot Goblin in the ruins, so we must find the Loot Goblin and kill him for a chance to get this gem. And then the Storm Twins Ire, we have to defeat the Reaver Twins. And then for gold, we can just find gold around the world of Evanor. And then for Deepwood Spectra, we are going to have to find this in the Shrouded Woods. So those are the components you're going to need to craft just the shell by itself. And as you can see, if we were going to try to craft something like Tooth and Claw, the same rules apply. We can look at the required components here. We can press F and we can see where to obtain those required components. So whenever you're going out to farm for a specific weapon, just take note of the items you're going to need to craft it, and then go out, gather those items or target farm those items, come back and craft your weapon. So let's take the Grim Harvest shell and let's go ahead and craft that. So once we craft the Grim Harvest shell, we can then look at Grim Harvest and the progress bar has filled up. It also shows that we have now a Grim Harvest shell whenever we look at the actual weapon itself. If we craft the Grim Harvest form, you can see the same thing happens. It fills up the progress bar. We now have the Grim Harvest form, and then of course the spirit as well. So once we craft the spirit, we only need one last thing, and that's going to be the Grim Harvest essence. So in order to see where to get the essence, you can press F once again and you can click on the essence. So one of the 4 parts required to summon Grim Harvest from the gloom, and it may be found by defeating the Storm Twins. So if you're trying to craft this particular weapon, you're going to need to go to the Storm Winds hunt or the Storm Winds boss fight, and you're going to farm the Storm Twins boss fight until you get this drop. And that is really it in a nutshell. Every single item requires the same type of components: the shell, the form, and the spirit, but each of them require different crafting ingredients to make. And then of course the biggest thing that you're going to need to farm for is the essence by going and killing the specific bosses. So if we take a look at Nightshade here, to get the essence for Nightshade, we would need to go find Wormwood and farm Wormwood over and over in hopes to get a Nightshade essence. Then we can bring that back and complete the craft for this particular weapon. And then of course, after you craft the weapon, you can equip it on any Wayfinder, and then you're going to need to level that weapon up individually. And of course, every single weapon does come with a weapon ability, as you can see here. So if you're looking for a specific weapon, you can click on the weapon itself and then look over to the right side to see the particular ability and of course all of the stats from that weapon to determine whether or not that's something you're interested in farming out or not. That's going to do it for the weapon crafting guide. I just wanted to bring this to your attention. This is how you craft weapons in Wayfinder. The biggest part or the biggest component of crafting those weapons is going to be going to farm that essence from the bosses. So if you need to craft a weapon, just make your way to Arsenal, look at the list of weapons, and then go farm your heart out and get every weapon in the game, because that's what I'm going to be trying try to do. But that's going to do it for this one, boys and girls. Thank you guys so much for watching. I greatly appreciate you guys being here. If you enjoy Wayfinder, enjoy Wayfinder content, please make sure to like and subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate that as well. And of course, I stream every Monday and then again on Fridays, 8 o'clock a.m. CST. And then we also stream a little bit over the weekend. So I would love to see you come hang out over there on Twitch. We have a great time over there too. But thank you guys again for watching. I greatly appreciate it. We'll see you in the next one.